It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reacting and having a discussion about a video from JCGlitchmaster titled Behaviors Data Obsession is Killing the Game, Dead by Daylight. If you want to watch the original video, it will be linked in the description. I'm just going to quickly touch on a couple of points within the video and give my thoughts. Now, I want to mention that I've actually covered this in previous videos, not like on its own, but just kind of touched on the topic when talking about why the game is just headed in the wrong direction. And when it comes down to it, like, data collection is one of the biggest problems that the game has, because of the lack of nuance that actually comes into play when it comes down to data collection. And the reason I say that is definitely evident by just a mere statement alone that they said, due to players saying that it's too handholdy for the killer, we removed the base kit, pop, barbecue, and haste, and gave bloodlust. The second I heard that, I already understood exactly what was going on, and I've made this claim before. The problem is that the behavior is trying to pull data from this well that has been poisoned by the survivors that are so adamantly against killers that they want to absolutely remove any agency from that side, or remove any capability from that side to be played even remotely effectively. And so they pose as killer players to claim that, oh, we shouldn't have these changes. And I'm thinking that these bozos believe it, because the devs are for some reason taking in this feedback that has no merit in reality. No killer has ever stated that any of that was handholding. Not a single soul. I don't think that there was anyone that at least publicly stated that ever was handholding. And the ironic part is that the handholding extends so far out that only the killers have received nerf after nerf after nerf. No buffs, no bug fixes, nothing at all. And then when we look at the patch notes, it's survivor buff after survivor buff after survivor buff after survivor buff. 2 perks that never needed them. It's evident just from that alone. And then that's when you start to realize, like, the well is poisoned. All right, like they're killing the game, and the poisoned well is doing it. Like it's over for behavior in that sense, and that is a problem. That is the big glaring issue that I've already have stated previously. It's like, if it's that easy to do, especially because there's so many people that play Survivor, if it's that easy to do where they can bitch and complain long enough and hard enough, and then also pose as killer players to blatantly lie and prevent changes from going through that should be going through and things like that, it's insane, you know. And the fact of the matter is that we've even seen it recently in previous videos that I've covered. There was that one creator that had claimed that tunneling was an exploit, that they love the PTB changes, and I've covered that in previous videos. You'll probably see it, and even, like, despite how smug and despite how much they tried to claim that everyone was strawmanning them, they proceeded to strawman everyone as well. And that's like a trilogy, I think, at this point. And if you guys are interested in watching one of those 3, I'll link one of them, and then the others usually link the rest. But with that being said, let's go ahead and actually listen to what JCGlitchmaster is going to say today.
To come home. But if that data is incorrect, well, you ain't getting anywhere, are you? Second, you need to be able to interpret that data correctly. It doesn't matter how good the data collection is, if you're unable to read and understand it, it's less than useless, because you won't be able to make any good decisions based on it.
The map with the highest time spent slugged is the game. I have tried to understand why or how, and I am still not sure.
Everybody's yelling pallets.
This clip is infamous for this bald guy, like, just completely missing the mark. And what's funny is that the answer is sitting directly in front of them. It's literally right there. And with their level of incompetency, for some reason it doesn't go through their skull that it's like, hey, the reason that they're not picking up is because of the ease of use that the palette has. There's so many. If they go down under it, they're going to get palette saved. That's the point. So why would they sit there and want to risk that and lose all their effort they put in, lose all the work that they put in, especially if we're talking about a low tier character? Why even take the chance? Be like, you know, I can't even pick up because they're invincible under the palette. I can't do anything against this. I'm just gonna start a new chase.
Palettes for the game?
Yeah. They're just shouting the word pallets. That's.
I mean, I'm glad that they like
Thought you'd like to
palettes,
know that.
you know? That's
Why are you the way that you are?
And third, being able to address the issues. You can have the best data in the world and be able to interpret it perfectly, but if you don't understand other systems within, in this case, Dead by Daylight, how are you going to be able to use that data? So, does behavior accomplish these three things?
No.
Now, luckily for us, Behavior have given us so many things to look at in their recent livestream, so let's go through some.
Honestly, that live stream has basically just dug the hole deeper and deeper and deeper into people, and hopefully it's starting to show, and it's hopefully starting to open people's eyes that like this is not this. These devs are lost. Like I don't know what else to say. That like the game is cooked. All right, like the game is cooked.
Shall we? Let's start with the infamous one.
face camping, tunneling, and slugging were in the top 5 reasons for people uninstalling the game.
Okay, so how did Behavior get to this being a 3 to 4 biggest reason for people uninstalling the game? Well, this is the survey you get when you uninstall the game. This screenshot is from Quiet Kills' video.
Is that a waifu I smell?
Mainly because I can't be bothered reinstalling 80 gigabytes of DVD for a single screenshot.
Bruh.
There are 20 reasons listed here why you would uninstall the game, and yet there is literally no option specifically for killers to.
Thank you, JCGlitchmaster, for that. Yeah, I mean we can look this over. It says the game doesn't feel like a horror game anymore. Killer powers or add-ons are unbalanced. Lack of transparency from the devs. Too much griefing and trolling. Collecting currencies takes too long. The gameplay is too repetitive. Like, look at that. Matchmaking pairing is inaccurate. Perks, graphics, friends don't play, character perks. But it doesn't even say like survivor perks there either. It doesn't even say that. Clearing storage space, verifying files, matchmaking time takes too long. Different game was released. Changes to existing features. Like where's the choice for killers? Like where's the survivor gen rushing is too powerful? The survivor perks are too broken. Survivor this, survivor that. Like, why is there not any options for that? But no, killer powers and add-ons are unbalanced and excessive tunneling and camping. Really? Really? Like, that's what we're doing? People are moronic, dude.
Select, but they have the biggest, most vocal complaint on social media for the survivor side. So already, the data they showed on stream is completely useless because it's showing extreme biased results. This is an asymmetrical game. Killers and survivors play very different games with very different mechanics and very different problems on why they'd uninstall the game. Asking why players uninstall the game while only having specific questions for one side, then claiming that the only answer you've given is a top 5 reason why people are uninstalling the game is blatantly going to lead to bias and inaccurate results. You've not even given the other side a chance to answer. This is basic data gathering, and
Yeah, I mean, but we've already understood that Behavior doesn't care about the killer players. Like the second that we've heard the devs directly say that they're survivor mains, I'm like, yeah, it's already over for the balancing. Like it's already over. Like the devs should not be sitting around like going, yo, we have this specific main out of the two sides that we favor. Like that's crazy to me. At least from my perspective, I really don't think a dev should be like leaning towards one way or the other. I think they should just be focusing on the actual experience and making the game good. And then they would I would at least hope that they play the game so they can understand maybe where some of the pain points are or the faults that people have, and then can make those changes accordingly, or at least be able to ask after noticing something, going, do you guys like this? Like, or no? Like, you know what I mean? But of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
You fundamentally failed at it.
Are you being intentionally thick?
This isn't the first time they've done this either. 6 months ago, I made a video where at the time, there was another survey for player satisfaction, and one of the questions was whether you've taken a break from Dead by Daylight. If you chose yes, like I did, these are the questions you got as to why you...
Let me take a look. I wanted to play other games. Too much griefing or trolling. Killer power... Really? Killer powers are unbalanced. Excessive tunneling and camping. Right, back to back, huh? I had other real-life responsibilities preventing me from playing. The game does not feel like a horror game anymore. My friends are not playing anymore. The game was played was too repetitive. The progression felt tedious. Killer perks were unbalanced. Too many cheaters. So where's the survivor perks are unbalanced? Where's the excessive gen rushing? Where's the where's what? What the fuck? Like, there's 2 spaces they could have used right there under too many cheaters. They could have literally wrote survivor perks are unbalanced. The next one could have said excessive gen rushing and body blocking or something. Like, you could have easily done that.
Took a break.
Come on, man.
Deja vu.
That questionnaire reminds me of another one, guys, which also doesn't have any killer-specific questions on it for why you would take a break from the game.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Now, to be fair, the one from 6 months ago was even more biased because they also included overpowered killer perks, so there was 3 survivor-specific questions and not a single one for killer. Having this much bias in your data about why people are uninstalling and then balancing your game around that bias is a recipe for disaster. To prove my point is
I mean, the writing's on the wall. I mean, like I've stated in previous videos, the writing is on the wall. I don't know what else to... Really, what else to say? I mean, they don't care about the killer players, and what's so funny is that I predicted this months ago. I predicted this months ago. I literally stated, like, the game is not heading in a good direction. I kept saying this. I remember I was saying that, I think the video was titled, DVD needs to be killer-sided or something like that, I think it was. And it's like, it's the things that were said back then remain true. It needs to make, like, the killer needs to be strong so that this actually isn't, like, because I've stated, just logically speaking, you have superpowers. Why are you then getting demolished by a lady holding a lunchbox? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're literally an eldritch horror going against a human and you're losing to that. Like, just like that. Like, that's it. Like, what? Why is, like, oh my god. Why are the characters with powers not threatening? Like, that is just so crazy to me. I still don't get it. And now we understand it. The devs do not care about killers. We've been saying this time again and again and again. And all the comments you would see is, oh, you're just coping, you're just complaining, you're just crying, you just want to get free wins. And now it's gone silent because we have more and more and more evidence stacking on top of each other. They got nothing to say now. Like, what else can you say?
Recipe for disaster. What if I were to tell you that being told how to play as killer is actually a reason that some killers stop playing the game? 3 months ago, there was a FNAF charity DVD tournament done by people who don't normally play Dead by Daylight. Astral Spiff was one of the creators in this tournament, and he made a video on it, which I'll link below. But in the first 30 seconds of his video on this, they said this.
I don't really like Dead by Daylight. When I play multiplayer games, I like to try and win, not try to win, but it only counts if you do it in a cool way and you have to actively avoid strong strategies, otherwise you're in the wrong, and I got turned off the game pretty hard.
This is a direct
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that a person that is not even in the DVD community, outside of it, trying the game and has tried the game and literally says what I've been stating, what other people that like to win in their games have also been stating. I like to play, when I play multiplayer games, I like to win my games. Yeah, me too. Stop playing because you can't, your win doesn't count because people are saying that it doesn't count because you didn't play the way that they wanted you to play. And then they proceeded to not play the game anymore. Stop playing because they wanted to use efficient strategies. And then people quit because of killers using efficient strategies. it like,
prediction of behaviors data, since again, behaviors data is completely inaccurate because it's so biased. Killers are being pushed away by the toxicity of this community when they want to win and use strategies. Now the devs are actively adding to this problem, all because behavior is balanced in this game around data which they aren't even trying to collect properly. Let's do another example which is somehow even worse. The maps.
We know what your top 5 enjoyed maps are. Some may shock you. So what we did here is we took a look at the most liked and the most disliked, and so really took both of these into account for how players rated each map. Now, if you see a map here that you didn't get a chance to answer on, that's normal. Players were only given 5 maps from the total to answer. Otherwise, if you have you answering on all the maps, you are never finishing the survey.
It's a lot.
It's a
Might
lot.
challenge some perceptions.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Players were only given 5 maps from the total to answer.
As for you, you fucked up.
There are
so out of, I don't remember how many maps, you only get to choose 5. Oh wow. These devs, man. These cuz I haven't seen that clip. Woo! I'm glad I didn't watch that stream. I would have crashed out. Oh man. Oh wow. Oh man. You only get to choose out of 5 maps, so the data already is destroyed and screwed up from the start because you only get to choose out of the 5. Wow. I mean, I get it. Like, you know, it's like maybe what I would have thought was maybe get people to vote on the realms, and then, you know what I mean? Like maybe kind of do that, like, you know, out of the realms or something, you know, or like just kind of go between the two, or maybe have like a vote, like be like, which map do you like the least, and have all the spots. Not putting a new entry for every map, but maybe have one question that has all the maps, and you go like, which ones are your most favorite, which ones are your least favorite, select 2 or 3 from each, and then you collect the data from that. But apparently it doesn't matter because we're gonna only pick 5 out of the entire gigantic list of maps just to say, oh, this is your favorite maps, and now we're gonna force you to go to those maps all day long, I guess, because they can do that.
so many things wrong with this. First of all, you gave 5 maps of a total
44?
of 44.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Oh god, and I hate most of them too. I think out of the 44 I only enjoy like 3, so that already just says a lot about this goddamn game. Like which really sucks even more in my opinion is like, as a Freddy main, P100 Freddy, it's ridiculous to me that I don't want to go on his own map when I play him, because the character and the map don't go together. Like the map is like, the maps, all 5 of them or whatever that is, all 5 Springwoods are freaking garbage doodle cheeks. Like, I don't ever want to go there. Like, oh my god, oh lord. And then Auto Havens, I pretty much hate like almost all of them. I think my least favorite out of all of them is that stupid gas station. Super broken and ridiculous. The swamp maps, I also hate all of them. The forest maps, I hate. Yeah, I usually hate both of them, especially the one with that house in the center. I'm like, yeah, that one's super annoying. Like the one with the warehouse, that one sucks too. Like with that wall that you have to break, and then that god window. Oh my god, there's so many bad maps in this game. I could go on and on, because remember, like I play Ghostface like as like my most played. Most of the maps are hurt when playing him. Like it's awful not having map traversal
for people to go through. And from that, you're going to claim what players' favorite maps are. What the fuck are you talking about? Now, I have done the survey, so I know why they only asked about 5 maps. It didn't just say, how do you rate this map? There was about 30 questions per map, and it took 5 minutes to do each properly, so it was completely unreasonable to expect players to spend like an hour going through all of the maps. But You can't then turn around and claim the entire community's favorite maps when you only polled each player on 5 of them. Each player has different tastes and they would cancel each other out. Let's do a really streamlined example. Let's take 2 players. Player 1 likes indoor maps and player 2 doesn't like indoor maps. In a proper survey where all maps are votable, player 1 will say that RPD is a good map, and then player 2 will say they don't like it, and it will average out to being a mid map. However, you've only polled 5 maps. So, let's say player 1 gets Larry's and RPD in their list, so they say that they're great. Now, player 2 doesn't get those 2 maps in their list. Well, because player 2 didn't get to vote on those maps, we've changed the overall rating of the map from what would be neutral to positive. So yet again, we've skewed the data by not asking the correct questions.
Yeah, I mean, JCGlitchmaster breaks it down a lot more, like eloquently, I guess you could say, with how awful the data collection was. Right off the bat, I was already just thinking, like, why not have done it a little differently? Why not have had the list, just select 1 to like maybe 2 to 3 or something, and just make that one question, like, just so you could just go boom, boom, boom. I don't like these, and then you can have like a bottom part that says why, or you could have an additional question that could say why or whatever the hell, or something to type in, like something like that. You could have done like just any other way around it. You know what I mean? Just so you could get a general idea of what like the general consensus is, or even do it even further. Have the survey specifically selecting a variation of maps, say outdoor maps only, and then see how people like those, or indoor maps, and then just kind of catch the data from that, and then hold on to that information, conduct another survey, get some more data from that, outdoor maps this time, and just do that. So you can, it may be a little slower, but at least you get better, more accurate information. But no, they would never do that.
It doesn't end there though, because asking questions on maps is inherently inaccurate even if they asked on every single map. For every 1 killer vote, there's going to be 3 to 4 survivor votes, meaning what survivors like in a map will likely get many more votes than what killers like in a map. And if we look at the top 5 maps, well, would you look at that? 4 of the 5 maps are survivor-sided. Who could have predicted such an outcome? Now, you can still claim this is the overall community's favorite map because there are more survivors, but it's not going to be healthy for the game because one side is getting severely shafted in the votes, and it takes killers and survivors for matches to play out.
I will never make a criticism if I don't have a resolution.
The better way to actually gather this information is to have people's profiles linked to their votes. Then you could use their profiles to determine which side they play the most, and then try to find maps both sides voted highly, and those maps would be the
That is a good point from JCGlitchmaster. I have to say, that is a very good point. That is an extremely good point. Like, to be able to at least get some kind of information off of that, like playtime or whatever have you, that definitely would offer a lot more information and offer a lot more varied info. But that is going to be the end of the video for you guys. If you want to watch the rest of the video, you can do that on your own by supporting JCGlitchmaster's video, by watching it on your own, of course, fair use and all that. While you're down there in the description, you can support the channel by joining a member, as a member on YouTube or Patreon for exclusive content and perks you do not get anywhere else. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, I wanted to go ahead and take some time out to thank all my members from Patreon with Crow King 101, my YouTube members, Majora Jeff, Endire, Evil Peachy YT, Zero Mocker, Christian, HexDev, and Crow Vader, and for my Twitch subscribers, Cake is the Road, Danica 2002, Final Girl _ Bunny, Acklefin, Chili Cinderace, Zero Mocker, Ginsburg, Johns 117 _ Lovely Ghost TTV, Jar TTV, Zazabu, and Crow Vader. Just wanted to thank you guys. And if you also want to have your name read off at the end of every video, make sure you join on one of these platforms to get one of those perks, as well as the other perks you get. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much.